For most of our history, our geography gave us a buffer of distance that meant we could choose our foreign wars. The last serious attack on U.S. mainland was the War of 1812. The non-continental U.S. is vulnerable, as Pearl Harbor showed. But we've long thought no invader could get at our mainland, owing to our detached and distant situation, as George Washington put it. The CCP is determined to take away that advantage, and it has. Through various political warfare fronts, it is embedding behind our lines. We have never faced such a serious domestic attack. It's just one we refuse to recognize. We are deeply penetrated, dying by the tens of thousands, and there's barely a response. For example, chemical warfare. Fentanyl killed over 70,000 Americans in 2021 alone. That's more than died in the Vietnam War. For Americans aged 18 to 45, drug overdoses are the main cause of preventable death. It is destroying families and communities in cities like Baltimore and Philadelphia. Not only can the CCP surveillance state find the producers if it wants, as a House report released yesterday showed, China is subsidizing the production of fentanyl precursors, and the U.S. is letting it happen. The CCP is hitting us in many other ways. Chinese economic warfare is destroying our manufacturing and commercial sectors. We've lost millions of jobs, hundreds of billions a year in revenue, and entire sectors, including sectors critical for our defense: steel, semiconductor, batteries, and shipbuilding. Whole regions have been devastated. Meanwhile, we became dependent on the PRC for everything from pharmaceuticals to components in F-35s. It is the largest wealth transfer in human history. The most obvious erasure of the protection of distance is PRC cyberattacks. The same Americans who are furious about a Chinese spy balloon floating over their heads have Chinese spy apps loaded on their phones sitting in their pockets. China's hacking of OPM, Office of Personnel and Management, alone gave them files of 22 million Americans holding security clearances. For the first time in our history, our distance doesn't protect us. That's not the worst of it. The ultimate barrier for the PRC to breach is the one protecting your mind from PRC influence. Psychological warfare is the most important political warfare technique. It comes down to shaping how we think and thus act.